This time of year, I always am so excited to start simplifying and purging my life even more. It's spring, the sun is shining, there's these beautiful rain showers, and I don't know why that weather just continues to keep me in the mood to just purge my life and clean things. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 super simple, easy tips that you can apply today that will immediately start to simplify your life even more. Tip number 1, I started applying this actually about a year ago, and over the winter I've kind of stopped doing it, and it's really started to drive me crazy. And that is to not allow yourself to go and hang out in your house after you get home from the grocery store without bringing every single thing in first. So often I would be tired after shopping, or I'd be tired after going visiting with someone or whatever, and I would just leave my car full of junk. And you continue to do this over a month or so, and your car is suddenly filled with garbage and completely messed up and destroyed. So a great habit that I'm re-implementing into my life is to not allow myself to sit down or relax after coming home from somewhere before I completely clean out my car and bring every single item in that does not belong in my vehicle. Tip number 2, for us, mail was a huge problem that cluttered up everywhere in our house. And it seemed like there was no specific place that we'd put it every single time we went down to the mailbox. And so we would have piles everywhere. And my husband and I were constantly losing track of which bills we had paid, which bills we hadn't paid, what stuff we needed to throw away, what stuff we needed to keep. So in this house, one of the first things that I ordered on Amazon was a little mail organizer that says in and out. We put it by the front door, and as soon as we bring in the mail, we put the mail in the mail holder. This is a great way to keep it looking so much more organized, and at the end of the week, it's easy to go over there, take the mail out. My husband will go through it, pay the bills that need to be paid, file away the stuff that needs to be filed away, and throw away the rest. And there's no more inconvenience of having like 5 mail piles all over our house that we have no clue what's going on with. So my tip for you is to either buy a mail organizer or build one yourself. They sell them on Amazon for pretty cheap. Or to just make a designated place in your house that everyone knows the mail goes here, and make a consistent schedule of when you're going through that mail, filing away what needs to be filed away, paying what needs to be paid, and throwing away what needs to be thrown in the trash. Number 3, just this last week I went out and bought these little organizers that I've put all my seasonings in. This makes making dinner so much easier because I'm not having to dig through like 500 different bottles trying to find the right seasoning for whatever I'm cooking. The other thing that I do though is I'm labeling the top of all my containers. So upon pulling this little container out of my cupboard, I can immediately see which one I need, take it out, put the rest back, and I'm not having to sort through like a billion different jars trying to find the one that I need to make dinner. I don't know about you, but my fridge is another place that can get disorganized so easily. So also this last week, I went out to the dollar store, which is my favorite place to buy organizing bins. I bought a couple of bins, put them in my fridge, and I'm putting things in them that I buy consistently. So for me, these are dairy products, these are bacon, deli meat, other types of meat that I'm going to use throughout the week, and maybe vegetables. I'm not putting everything that I buy into the bins, but I find just by having a couple specific bins for specific things, I can keep my fridge so much more organized and easily pull them out, see what I need to buy, see what I still have plenty of. And it makes cleaning out your fridge so much easier because instead of taking out like 200 items, you're taking out 3 bins and a couple of leftover containers. Wiping it down, you're able to put them right back in, and it just makes your fridge so much more organized and feel so much more clean. Tip number 5 is actually a quote, and my mom shared this quote with me several years ago, and I think about it all the time. The quote goes like this: saying yes to one thing means saying no to another. This applies in every single area of life. But I think of this quote especially when I feel obligated to do something, or when I feel like I need to take on a billion different things, but I actually don't practically have the time to do them all. So this could look like feeling bad because you don't have a family over every single night for dinner. And so you're having families over every single night for dinner, and as a response, you're sacrificing the relationship with your kids or with your husband. This could also apply to bringing different things into your home that you're now going to have to spend extra time cleaning, extra time picking up every night. By saying yes to one thing, you're automatically sacrificing time that you're now going to have to put into that thing, which is now being taken away from something else. So I really like to think of this when I think of wanting to take on a new project or a new venture, or wanting to have a specific amount of people over every single week. And then I think about, but what is this going to sacrifice? And am I willing to sacrifice one thing for the cause of this other thing? And in some cases I am, and in some cases I'm not. And I'm learning not to feel so bad when I have to say no to certain things. So you guys, I hope those 5 tips were helpful on decluttering your home and decluttering your life, and maybe even decluttering your mind a little bit. Please stay tuned. I have so many more videos on simplifying your life and simplifying your home coming in the near future. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you join my community, and have a fantastic week. Stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And my husband and I were constantly losing track with which is now being taken away from a different